Welcome back, guys. Today we're doing a minor service on the XR4. I'll be changing the engine oil and the oil filter, as well as flushing the power steering system. Taking the front wheels off so I can clean the barrel of the wheels off the car as they're quite dirty. Otherwise I normally just leave them on. I was lucky when I bought this car, as I still have all 4 jacking covers. I feel like everyone says this, but please always use jack stands when you're going to be working under the car. Before dropping the oil, I took the car for a quick 10-minute drive to make sure all the contaminants are fully suspended in the oil before draining it out. This is best practice. These cars hold just over 4 litres of engine oil, and this is what my oil looks like after 5,000 kilometres. I'll normally leave the oil to drain for around 5 minutes or so. That gives me enough time to clean the drain plug, inspect the washer, and replace it if necessary. From here, I'll tighten up the drain plug and wipe away any leftover oil before moving on to the oil filter. These cars are one of the better ones to work on in terms of changing the engine oil. You can see the oil filter is located very low on the engine, which is great. It doesn't leave a mess all over the block like most other engines. While I let the oil drain from the filter, I'll get the new one ready. I'm using a Ryco filter and Penrite engine oil. These O-rings normally come pre-lubed, however this one wasn't. Make sure to use a small amount of oil to lube up the O-ring before screwing it onto the housing. This will ensure there are no leaks. The engine oil I'm using also meets the required OEM specification for extra peace of mind. I'll give the sealing surface a quick wipe down to make sure there's no debris. And then I'll just hand tighten the oil filter. No need to go overboard when you do this one up. Definitely need a funnel to refill the engine oil, as I don't want to make a mess. Make sure your funnel is nice and clean before pouring in the new oil. I'll check the oil level and make sure it's within range. It will need to be topped up from here because the oil filter was empty when I screwed it on. These Fiestas are known for cooking the power steering fluid because the lines and reservoir are very close to the engine. Off camera, I took out as much of the old fluid as I could using a large syringe, and then I'll just take the return line off the reservoir and feed it into an empty bottle. With the return line going into the bottle and the front wheel still jacked up, just rotate the steering wheel from lock to flush the new fluid through the system, making sure to top off the reservoir each time so you don't suck any air into it. From here, it's just rinse and repeat. The oil I'm using is Penrite PAS fluid, which meets the OEM specification. It's a 1 litre bottle, which will be more than enough to flush the system. After that's done, just make sure the fluid is on the max mark. We can put the cap back on. I'll let it idle for a minute or two and make sure no lights come up on the dash. Then finally I'll just check the engine oil level again. I'll fill it as close as I can to the max mark, and that's it, we're all done. And that pretty much does it. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.